Guys, if this is your first time, I just want to let you know some of you may already know we do this a little bit untraditional. The millennial call can be a lot of things. Sometimes we do the presentation. A lot of times we have a conversation and we like to really engage with those that are on the call. We ask a lot of questions. But regardless of what direction the call goes in, I just want you all to know that we still want to, any questions you may have or any concerns, we would definitely love to address anything. So please don't be shy. Don't be afraid to speak up in the chat if you want to come forth. You got a testimony, anything. Like, we're pretty open and flexible here on the Millennial Call. So how's everybody feeling tonight? I want to hear from y'all. See, Tammy from Boston says, great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I was excited to get on the call, maybe talk about some even different things. We've been talking a lot about health, diet related, since we're Wakanda has their 3 phases right now that they're doing. Phase 1, it's plant focused is what they call it. So you can still eat certain kinds of meats and you're eating, based on your blood type. Phase 2 is completely plant base focused. And then phase 3 is the 21-day, which Minister Mooney is probably done with. So I'll be excited to hear from him at some point in time to see how he's doing being off of that. That'll be really exciting. So we've been talking a lot about diet and, the new year. And that's kind of a typical, like, we're all kind of thinking about what kind of new habits are we going to do or have. So that's been kind of exciting. I think we're all going in a really good direction to hit goals, whether that's for health or just even other areas in our life. So that is really exciting.
It's true. Now myself, I'm kind of, I went to the gym right before the call started. And, we both have been working out with the same personal trainer over the last few months, we did it during the cleanse. We just had to lay off of the weights during the cleanse. But when I say, have you ever been into something and you really think, at first you're not so sure of it, but then like you start feeling yourself like, man, I'm killing this. Well, I felt like that today, but thankfully, we have an amazing trainer. He humbled me today. Okay. Today was leg day and, man, he put it on me. So I was feeling like, man, I was really thinking I was doing something until today, so, but it's amazing. It's a new experience for me. I've always desired to really like be eating healthy and be in the gym and doing all those type of things. But it's something, a desire can just turn to a long awaited dream. Like if you just sit and marinate on it forever, like you look 20, 30 years and you look back like, man, why did I not do that? I may not have so many issues with my back and my neck and all these things if I would have took care of myself at a younger age. So I'm kind of looking at it from a perspective of longevity. I want to feel good later on in my life. I want to be able to play ball with my kids, when they get older and whatnot.
And keep up with them.
Yeah, keep up with them.
Now and then.
Yeah, it definitely, especially the young one. We have a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old that's actually turning 10 in March 14th. So yeah, we a lot of our
not ready to have a double-digit kid, but oh well.
Yeah, time has definitely flew by with our children for sure.
Yeah. And it's also, just like how you're talking about how you want to be fit and healthy for in the future, but also, we are the millennial call, but there's plenty of people that tune in that aren't millennials, and it is never too late. I've seen, I don't even know what her name is, but there was an Instagram post of a woman that didn't start weightlifting until she was in her 50s or 60s and was a big bodybuilder in her 70s. So, I mean, I couldn't imagine starting at that point in life, but I just think that that's just proof that it's never too late. It's never too late to start good habits or including different things. I think that's why I really like even just our products. We were talking about CBD. We have a ton of different CBD products, and and I always think about like how we have so many ways that you can take it, even just because we're all different. We all kind of have different habits, whether we prefer the pre-roll or tinctures or gummies, if that's more convenient to put in your bag, or if you're a past smoker so you don't want to smoke again because it was an addiction problem that maybe you had at some point in your life. Well, there's gummies and tinctures, and there's so many other different ways to get it water soluble, so it's really exciting. And then along with in that, and then we're looking at our health physically. So it really is never too late to incorporate all those things at any kind of age.
Yeah. And then along with the seasonings is one thing that when I think I'm a chef, like I'm a real cooker. So I really indulge with I like to experiment with all the seasonings. And it's been interesting because since we're eating plant-based, I used to have the Flavor King, that was like my steak season. The chili lime was like something I like to do with tacos. And then the garlic fire was pretty much fair game for anything. It's good on everything. But it's been neat really implementing the plants and kind of mixing with, like mushrooms, different things. There's just so many. I never really realized how many things you could prepare with plants. I was always like, you grow up, it's like you got your meat and you have your side. So to have the plants as the staple of the food and the center of attention is different. But I'm loving it and embracing it, and I don't plan on going back. Let's see, that's the beauty of smokables, because I like to smoke all night. Hey, I hear you. Oh, it says Puffer Vic. I think Big Lou, Puffer Vic. Beauty of smokables. Yeah, we have a lot of people that really smokers that they, even cigarette smokers, I've seen use the pre-rolls and whatnot, and they find themselves really indulging in the pre-rolls and laying back off of the cigarettes. And so that's cool. Yeah, I like, see me, I like the Delta 8 pre-roll. I don't know if that's your thing or not, but the Delta 8 is definitely mine. But the regular CBD pre-roll is pretty good too. It's mild.
I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah, so the Delta kind of is a little bit more intense, not to where it's overwhelming or nothing like that. It's just it definitely hits you much harder than the Diamond Life does.
Yeah, it's like a more intense relaxation. I don't know. It is really good though. I really like it.
Yeah.
But I mean, since CBD, cannabis, it interacts with your endocannabinoid system, that's what gives you that feeling, that relaxation feeling. We are very stressed in America, and you can tell it because we have, heart disease, which is related to diet, but it's also related to stress. We work a lot, and that's not really good. We have to have some, relaxation time and some us time, but America is a big hardcore worker. So we see a lot of stress. People are dying of stress. And we act like stress is just, everybody deals with stress. Everybody deals with anxiety, depression, all this different stuff. And just because maybe something is happens a lot with people doesn't mean that it's normal or that we should be having experienced those things all the time. Stress is good if a bear is trying to attack you, but we need some time to relax. And so that's really awesome that, we have products that interact with our endocannabinoid and can kind of bring us back into homeostasis. Like you said, some smokers are okay with smoking the pre-rolls, and it helps them cut back on their cigarette smoking. CBD has lots of research on how it affects your body with addiction, other addictions. They've tried testing with opioid addictions and things like that. I think it's also because, since we kind of get a little bit anxious and like on the frenzy, and we're detoxing or something like that, that kind of helps bring us all down so we can tolerate things like that.
Right. It's true. It's true. Another thing I really, if you guys have not really had it, let's see, the Diamond Life is separate phenotype from the Delta 8. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It's a whole different makeup. Definitely different ball game. So do you enjoy the Diamond Life too? Or are you just saying that is Delta just your thing? Or I'm just curious if you like both or if you just kind of strictly Delta. Because I'm kind of in the middle, like I like both. I prefer Delta though, but that's just me. Make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat box. I don't like to see anything. Now, I don't know if you guys have, if anybody on here has, maybe heard us mention the 21-day detox. Many of you may already be familiar with it, but if you're not, that's just kind of what we started off as a CBD company, but we're kind of in a little bit of everything. We're in the not just the aspect of feeling better and relaxing, overall health. In the 21-day cleanse, it's a pledge that now we've got hundreds of people that have taken it now, quite a few people that have finished it, and they've had some phenomenal results. I know myself, I lost, let me see, 25 pounds altogether on the cleanse, and I'm still continue to go down and lose. And what did you lose during it?
Well, my overall weight loss is 35 pounds. I lost about 10 on the cleanse, and women just don't lose weight the same as men. I was like disgusted. But it's not a competition, and I felt great. I like really did. I don't know, like just my mindset was completely, I felt clear, not so foggy. So even if I didn't lose as much weight as Tariq over here, I gained a lot, just mentally as well.
He said the phenotype sativa, the Delta is the indica. And I wonder if that's why I respond better to the Delta myself as far as relaxation.
Yeah, indicas are a lot more soothing, better for that nighttime.
I see. And sativa can be made for like uplift, like feeling better and whatnot. Yeah,
I think sativa sometimes can be used for energy boosters actually as well. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it also just depends. I know people have just talked about how you kind of have to, since we're all different, we're all going to respond differently to different products. And that's kind of the amazing thing is, you have or only, which if you get drug tested, sometimes that's what you can only use because your job. But also some people just really respond to just the CBD. They don't need anything extra. And then power, it has that combination with the THC as well. We actually help with my grandma. She uses all the power products, and she was really against it at first, but it gave her so much relief with her joint pain, knee pain, and helped her walking longer distances without pain. So it definitely is an individual, you have to just try it. You have to see how much and what. Oh, we got a monkey. And how much really works for you.
Talk about the business opportunities for millennials. Definitely. Like, do you have any specific questions or just some of the options for millennials? Because me personally, I've had quite a few people that, especially our age group, we're kind of like skeptical, and a lot of us have, we're still trying to get our finances figured out. So
if you don't have money, then what is your, if money is a problem for you, then how can you get into the business?
That's kind of how millennials think, at least me personally. So like we have obviously we have our crown jewel pack. That's about $1,000. That's pretty much our number one seller when it comes to coming into the business. It comes with a lot of benefits, a lot of perks as far as like you get a lot of products. Literally the $1,000 that you spend, you literally get $1,000 worth of product on top of Wakana University. And then you get a few other, let me see, I invited a guest to call who was interested in business opportunities. Okay, nice. So yeah, we'll definitely
What about the
touch
30-day?
the 30. Oh yeah, well we have also, so there's the Millennial Pack too. I'll get into the 30-day last. The Millennial Pack is $220. And that is pretty much, you get literally $200 worth of products. And then you get Wakana University. Wakana University is going to allow you to really learn a lot about the business. It's pretty much a certification where you can literally get certified and whatnot. And you'll have a certificate. And there's also the stimulus pack, which a lot of people ask me what the difference between the stimulus and the Millennial Pack. They're the same exact price. The biggest difference is the Millennial Pack comes with more smokables. Stimulus Pack comes with more things like the creams and whatnot. And then we also have what's known as our test drive. That's a 30-day test drive that you pretty much, you get your site and everything set up, and you can go out and really promote your business, push, plug into all the calls. We have calls literally Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. They're all different. Our Monday call is really like the corporate call is really like they really go into more details on the business and whatnot. And then we have a doctor call on Wednesday. There's a hair, what day is the hair call? You remember? I don't usually tune into the hair, but we do have a Save Our Strands call throughout the week. If I'm not sure if your guest may be like a hairstylist, like anytime I come across a hairstylist or whatnot, that's kind of where I direct them, because they really go in to the benefits of some of our hair care products, like the SOS hair care system, the empowered hair, and the benefits of CBD. And we have a lot of testimonies for like alopecia and different things. And then so really it just depends on where they're at as far as like, how they want to start or what they want to do, because we do have a formula for everybody, and we definitely have, and it definitely works. We have thousands of distributors that some have had small goals, some have had really huge goals, but as long as you stick with the formula, it works consistently.
So with the test drive, that's kind of also, it's a great opportunity if the person is very skeptical, if they don't know if they can do it or get out there. It at least puts them where they can have a website, people can order it, so they pretty much can start for nothing for 30 days and start to make income off of that. And but then, okay, after the 30 days, then what's after that?
You have to make a decision after the 30-day test drive is over with. So you have to decide, okay, I'm seeing this work. This definitely is something that I want to take to the next level. So then you have to kind of decide, like, do I want to go straight into the Millennial Pack? Do I want to take a bigger step and get our crown jewel? I've seen a lot of people start with the 30-day test drive and go straight to a crown jewel, but it really all depends on just your budget and your overall goal. We have so many, we're such an open community as far as like Phyllis Nash. We like to call her our midwife. Like she delivers like people that are, no everyday people like me, and makes us go to the next level. So like we're not closed off or anything, like any type of way we can assist, or we can just help take you to the next level. Like there's literally something out there for everybody, and everybody's different. Some people are like, maybe they're kind of shy. They don't like to go out. Like myself, I don't really take the approach of like, walking up to people and, stopping them. But our products, the cool thing I would say about Wakana is our products really speak for themselves, the CBD, and they have such an amazing look about it. I don't know if that makes sense. It's very classy, sleek, and just, it really represents us. And it's just a really high level of professionalism that I think really attracts people initially. And then the compensation plan is also very generous. You know, it's definitely, so pretty much you can get up to, there was no cap on what you can earn. And you literally are earning about 20% on your sales. Let's say maybe you're a distributor that really likes to focus on selling product. You know, you don't really want to partner up with people and whatnot. Maybe you just kind of want to do your own thing and sell product. Well, you're going to get profit off of everything, not only that you sell from your site, but you're going to get profit from buying from yourself. So if you're the type of person that maybe you want to have a storefront or something, maybe you want to be a vendor. Well, literally, like when you go back into your back office and you're buying from yourself, you're making commission off of everything that you're buying off of your own site. And then obviously what you sell. But I really have seen the success of both sides. Like, you know, Minister Mooney, he really likes to build and whatnot. He'll build and he'll have a new partner. It seems like every time I wake up, he's got he might have a new partner. But then we have people like Kathy Weathersby. She really she kills it in CV. You know, she vends a lot and whatnot. Actually, we're looking into getting the vending to take our business, you know, to the next level as far as putting ourselves out there, putting the products out there. Really, like, the main thing I would say for me is I'm just so grateful to have the opportunity to be able to literally just a phone call away, a text away, and have so much insight and so much help, you know, at our fingertips. And this is for everybody, regardless of how you come in. Nobody's going to be like, okay, he came in at a crown jewel and they came in at a stimulus, so they're going to get more assistance. You know, no, everybody's equal. So it really just depends. Like, and then there's also no stipulation as far as your the 30-day test drive is technically, I would say a lot of people see value in the company. And I would say that, you know, sometimes they're just kind of like, man, I don't really know if I want to do. I really, really encourage you to do that, because I've seen people that didn't know if they had it in them and didn't necessarily want to take that step. They did the test drive and then, you know, the switch hit. But if you really are serious about, you know, like, okay, test drive is cool, but I want to get my hand on some products too. Because that's the cool thing about the packs is we're not selling you a distributorship. You're getting a lot of products, you know, at a discounted rate. And then you're getting the Wakanda University. So we're not just giving you products and saying, hey, go out here and, you know, push you off into the lake and learn how to swim. No, it's products. And then we're also going to educate you so that way you're not left in the dark. You're going to learn about the compensation plan, like, fully. And then you also learn about being, what's it called? Like, when you're following like the guidelines and stuff like that. I had a brain freeze, like it's stuck on the top of my head.
Well, the Wakanda University is really interesting because it's 2 days. And what I like about it is, especially if you don't have, let's say, any medical background, and even if you do, honestly, it's not like doctors or nurses are taught necessarily, unless they're pursuing the information, so they don't necessarily know. So it's a great base on what is the product, how does it work with your body. Like, it is a really great breakdown. So when you go and you have a party or you're vending or any of those different things, you have a very good base on what it is that you're selling. And I think that's really important because people like want to know, hey, they're getting a good product. Why can't I just go to the gas station and just buy some CBD? Well, you know, it's not, you know, like, you know, you can actually answer that honestly. Well, and you can even ask with the question. I mean, does your, you know, gas station CBD, can you fact check where the product comes from, what kind of pesticides or fungus or anything that's growing in there? We give you a whole report of that. Also, which I think is really important because we're getting to the point where people just don't necessarily want to say or take medicine or pills or whatever for just the heck of it. Like they want to know, why am I taking this? How does this function with my body? How's this going to make me feel? All these different things. Is this a good product? Does it come from a good source? Those are all concerns that I think everybody is starting to kind of get on the same page. You need to start asking yourself. So with Wakana, I have a lot of, like, I'm very confident in what I'm trying to present to somebody because I know how much work Wakana puts into, testing and making sure that it is a good product.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is definitely a big
Us millennials, like we're really like no nonsense. We don't want to be dealt some junk just to go sell to somebody, because like if you like anybody, no matter you're a millennial or a boomer, like when you're a person of integrity, you don't want to sell something that doesn't make sense, that's not going to benefit somebody, it's not going to actually work. So you can really, my favorite thing is like really having products of integrity, something that you use, your family uses, and then the love and care that's put behind it, that kind of makes it just really effortless to be able to like open up to people and talk. And I'm a really shy, like kind of closed off person. So for me to be able to really like come out of my shell and passionately talk about these products, passionately, and it's like you're not literally trying to, I would say you're not so much as trying to sell to somebody, because it's a fair trade, really, like, because yeah, you're making profit off of the products, but then they're feeling better. You know what I'm saying? They're getting their joint pain isn't as bad. Or if they're a millennial like myself, their anxiety takes a big like recovery. Because, like before I started using CBD, my anxiety was unbearable. I mean, I'd have panic attacks. I'd have times where I couldn't sleep at night. And people look at me like, I never seen you to be an anxious person. And that's because I've always been so calm and laid back. I always let things just, go out the other ear. And, you just kind of being like that, things manifest. So they come out either way. And for me, it came out in the form of anxiety. So to have CBD to really counter that, and I still use it avidly to, to deal with it, to address it. And right now, and I'm pretty much content with how I feel, as far as like I can sleep at night without tossing and turning and sitting up till 3 a.m. worrying. The next thing you know, 5 a.m. it's time to get up. So on top of the anxiety, you got the insomnia that comes in. So your brain is not getting any rest or any type of restoration or recovery. And then I was working at a factory that literally, I was working with hundreds of different type of chemicals. I was getting skin issues. I was falling in machines and all type of accidents, near death experiences. So it's kind of like you have that, then the stress of your job, and you're not eating properly. So your brain is literally like malnourished, So, but to have see my life and make a difference is literally chiseling away at some of those problems. And it is opening a door for me to be able to see, okay, I got this under control. What's next? You know what I'm saying? Like the anxiety's under control. Let's address the sleep. The sleep is under control. Let's address, my everyday activities. Let's address my diet. So it's literally as a millennial, like it is really, really, really like effortless and really easy for me to really open up to my friends and my colleagues about these products, because it's changed my life, inside and out. So, and
yeah, when you use a product every day, it's nothing to go, talk to somebody and be like, oh yeah, I know something that could help you, that you might like to use. It might give you some relief or some symptom control or something like that. So I think that it's important that you're kind of the product of the product. It also makes a huge difference.
That's true.
You can stand up in front of somebody and be like, I use this for, anxiety. And like you said, you can tackle one problem at a time. But the thing is that CBD has been shown to tackle all those different things: anxiety, depression, insomnia that you just talked about.
Right.
So that kind of all comes into alignment, with regular use.
It's true. It's true. And that being said, that really just made me think of something like, Honestly, if you think of the test drive, it's cool and all, but just like you said, being a product of a product, when people want to know about what it is they're getting, they want to know that you done it yourself. You know, like you're not going to be able to tell, no matter if it's factual or not. You can't be like an unhealthy person and go to a room full of people that eat junk and tell them they need to eat more healthy. If you haven't ate healthy, they don't want to hear it from you. You know what I'm saying? And that's not always the case with, that's a little extreme, like when you're addressing CBD, because a lot of people, they're hearing about it, they know about it. So it's already kind of like, but it's just being a product of your own product is very, very important, because then you could also give a more personable, like, just
Genuine.
genuine, from the heart, like, look, I tried this, and but then there's also like the community. We recommend anybody that's joining the company to really plug into our Facebooks, because literally, like, we post, there's a lot of stories and just a lot of different, even sometimes there's recipes with all the flat belly stuff going on right now. And so plug in to Wakanda for Life on Facebook if you can, and look us up. And we have there's a lot going on, a lot of exciting things. We have our health conference coming up on Saturday. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really sad that I can't be there in person, but I'll definitely be looking forward to seeing you all. Seeing everybody virtually. Bernadine said, great evening, just off of Zoom. Delighted to join the Millennial Zoom. Thank you. We're delighted to have you here tonight too. Definitely.
Yeah, I think as well, I'm just gonna, even, we talked about how there's Wakanda University. Some of you guys are already, you're distributors as well. You've already went through the university. So I think as well, just following up, there's always, you need to keep reading, you need to keep learning, even if the book or the information kind of is the same, it's really getting it ingrained. Because I think the more that you know and understand about CBD also will make you more reputable to be able to share with somebody why, it's great. Because that's actually what that made me think of, was on the Facebook page, when you can see people giving their actual testimonies of different things that they were dealing with and how they got a lot of help from CBD. And then I know, my cousin or whatever is dealing with the same thing. I'm just going to share with them this testimony and share with them why this product does this, how it can help them with this problem that they're facing. Definitely.
It's true. Yeah, and then having something that can literally change people's lives is just so I'm just going to tell you guys just a quick backstory on like how I ended up in this company. So actually my mother, she's the CEO, Melissa Boston. So it's definitely a lot. It's very personal to me and dear to my heart. And I just love the fact that she created this platform and products that are literally for us, by us. Because I would say maybe about 8 or 9 years ago, I did attempt to get into what you would call a network marketing company. And I couldn't do it. Not because I physically couldn't do it. It was just the fact that what they were trying to have me sell. I don't know if y'all heard of, I don't want to mention a company name because I don't want us to get sued. Never know who's watching. So I won't say what company it was, but I'll just say that the product didn't work. Okay. It did not work. And some of you may catch that. Well, once I realized that, hey, I've tried these things out, and I've given out samples, like I've let people try it with no stipulation, like, here, one of my cousins, for example, hey, try this out. If it works for you, then you can pay me for it. If it doesn't, then don't worry about it, because before I go out here to the world, I want to see that it works for people. And it didn't work. And then it didn't work for anybody else that I gave. So I was kind of like, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go out here to the world and give them something that, I'm going to burn bridges, people that trust me, people that love me. I'm going to sell them a product that you're going to be unhappy with, So I just could not I wasn't able to ever even get into that zone to have confidence to sell, sell that some junk. So with this, it's just, my grandma, her grandma, me, my mom, my uncles, aunts, cousins, like friends. So, and then they all have true, because they be honest with us, you know what I'm saying? They be the first ones actually to tell us that, this is junk. There's some, your loved ones are some of your harshest critics. So for the fact that they see so many different, they've seen just from the, like my aunt, she's a smoker, like she really has cut back. And then you have her grandma who suffers from arthritis and sleeping problems, anxiety, depression. And then you have my grandma that suffers from arthritis. Actually, both of my grandmothers do. And they just love the pain cream, And then myself, I'm a gummy type of person. I like to, take my gummies at night. Sometimes I'll take one in the morning, and I'll do my tinctures and whatnot. So you're not talking about like a little bit of anxiety. You're talking about severe anxiety from, PTSD, a manifestation of something that literally, like, if I feel like if I could have been like maybe fully evaluated, I don't know what they would have told me or where they would have tried to send me, because it says, great seeing you two beautiful couple on this call, doing fantastic presentation tonight. Oh, thank you, Iola. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. We just love your mama. Cute little kitty. Hey, do you want her? Because you can have her. I will come all the way to Boston. I will drive to Boston with her, and you can just. She's cool. She's just real extra and naughty.
They just do what they want to do,
Yeah. We got a dog too, and they're jealous. They're jealous. They're more jealous of each other than the kids are. Mm-hmm. Honestly, they will. The one eats the other's food. The other eats the other's food. There's always a competition. It's crazy. Big Lou said dibs on the kitty. Okay, we're gonna start a bid. Okay, starting at 2 cents. 2 cents.
Yeah, so we've been talking a lot about CBD for oh my. For a CBD for mental, like anxiety and depressions and things, but we have also a lot of products for weight loss.
Yeah,
we have the flat belly gummies, and they do the flat belly challenge, and
the coffee
as well, which I have been drinking quite a bit lately. I've actually really been enjoying it. I'm not a big coffee drinker, and that's pretty much because I get really bad jitters with coffee, but the blend is really good. Like, I do not get that same jittery feeling. I feel more like I'm focused and I have energy, but not to the point where I'm like useless,
Yeah. And some of that is because of the roots of our coffee bean is from a green coffee bean. And so it's a lot less caffeine, but it's higher in antioxidants. So it's really just a perfect blend. I love coffee. I just, I do drink our coffee, but any other just your regular coffee, I had to lay off of it because with the anxiety and the caffeine, literally, like, I drank one time, I got off of work, drank a large cup of coffee from McDonald's, and I was up the rest of the day and then the rest of the night. And that's just over time, I just became really sensitive to caffeine. So I was kind of nervous about even like really doing the coffee, but it's very, very just pleasant. I really do enjoy it. It has a really great taste. It's very, very like light tasting. You can really do different things with it. I like to add a little bit of almond milk and monk fruit. Monk fruit, if you're not familiar with it, it's literally, there's no calories in it, but it's not one of those.
But it's better than
junk sugars. Yeah, it's a good sugar.
Like, it doesn't have an aftertaste.
No aftertaste whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't usually use the stevia, but I do like with the almond milk is really good.
Big Lou said they like the tea. I haven't even. It's crazy because I haven't even got to try the tea. I have not. The immune defense tea or the green. We used to have a green tea that we did have that, but there's also an immune defense tea, and I haven't tried that one. But I know you're not talking about the bitters tea. Now, I love the effects. I love the effects of the bitters tea, but the taste of the bitters tea, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, it's great effects, but it does not taste good. Okay, it's okay because you only have to drink a little bit.
Bernadine says she's on the phase 3. She's on day 12.
Oh,
That's
she misses
awesome.
the.
You're like, oh, you're more than halfway done.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
awesome.
Tammy loves the bitters, like loves the taste of the effect. Because that's the first person I think I heard say that. Well, my mom, she says she doesn't mind the taste, but she's like really like extreme, like her taste buds. Like she likes things, and I'm like, how do you like that? She's like, it's good. You know, if you think of the health benefit, then it tastes
Taste
good.
and effect,
Yeah.
she said.
Well, I need to get with it. I guess I need something wrong with my taste buds, but it's not that bad, honestly. Like you get used to it, especially over time. You just kind of like, you know, it really just grows on you. But day 12, how do you feel so far being on day 12? Because I know for me, oh, she drops our lemon or peppermint. Okay. Now that makes sense because I did add lemon to mine, but I've never added no peppermint. So next time I'll definitely add.
Peppermint would be good.
The bitters tea is acquired. I add some lemon. Yeah, I'm definitely, the next time I make some, I'm definitely gonna add because I got peppermint oil in there and I got lemon. I feel fantastic. That's good. After day 12, like you're more than halfway done. So it's kind of like you hit that mark and you like, you know, come on with it. You know, I know you're ready to be done and probably ready to go back to something hot. But I don't know if it's just me or us, but coming up on day 12, I just felt really like even spiritual. Wow, down 30 pounds, went to the doctor.
That's fantastic. That is so exciting.
That is amazing.
What did your doctor, I mean, how did he respond to that? Oh,
the internet.
Well, what did she think? She probably was in shock.
It was her nurse. Oh.
Well, that's amazing.
Seeing her next week. Wow.
That's amazing. That's awesome. That's so exciting.
That is neat.
Well, I can't wait for next week. Then you'll have to give us an update.
Yeah. She'll probably be like, what have you been doing?
Yeah, you'll be selling to your doctor here soon.
She'll be trying to get on the 21-day cleanse.
You know, that's kind of what we're talking about, is being a product of the product. If you're going to your doctor, you probably, went to them for a few years. They know what your baseline. Oh, that's awesome. So, they know your baseline because they've seen you, for the last however many years. And then you come in with this drastic change, or, I don't know necessarily if blood pressure is your thing, but if, Phyllis had talked about how, she was having trouble with her blood pressure meds, and she was, to be alleviated from that. So that says a lot, because doctors, nurses, we want to see numbers. We want to see proof. We want to see research. So when you come in as a patient, you are physically the visual, that they see, and that's awesome. So that is really exciting.
And some of you guys may know, I'm sure you know, doctors and nurses can be very skeptical with things, because especially when it's more on the holistic side, it's kind of like, they're trained and they're educated or, medicine, but so the holistic stuff sometimes can kind of seem like, okay, what is this going to really do? Is this a gimmick or what? So it's really neat for you to be able to have that testimony going to the doctor's office and say, because it speaks for itself. They're going to want to know, okay, what have you done? Did you go behind my back and get some type of surgery, or like what's happened to you? So that's amazing. And I'm proud of you. And literally, like, being on day 12, like, that is crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Your body is really responding really well to it. And that is really, really exciting. So congratulations to that.
It is, really.
Yeah.
And then for me, like, I noticed a lot of just really, like, spiritually, I felt a lot more like awakened, and just a lot more like my spirit was a lot. I had to really be careful with what I was listening to, what I was watching. Just, everything just kind of really just made me a lot more sensitive to different things. And that was one thing I really appreciated during the cleanse, because I also really came to a lot of self-awareness and whatnot, just with my different habits and ways I can improve and whatnot. It really was not just like, okay, I can do this, this, and that, but literally like a very strong, I would say, awakening and just like a self-checking. But sometimes you really don't realize how much you really depend on, foods and even like quick foods and these different things. Whereas like, and you take it away and all you have is, you're going back to the earth, you're eating the medicine foods of the earth only. And that's all you can have. It tests your, not only your patience, but it tests your, like just your overall, just
mental strength.
Your mental strength. Literally, it does put a really,
because physically you're not hungry, and so sometimes it can just be like the mental, because I always was like, man, I just wish I could have some warm soup because it's so cold and all this different things. But it had also made me realize how still that was like a comfort thing. Like I was still searching for food to be my comfort in that moment. And so I think that also it kind of addressed some of those emotional eating things too. Like you're not really hungry, but you're eating because you're sad or whatever. And so, I mean, I think that's all really important.
I pack my food, snack, and juice before. That's what we had to do. Like literally, like, even going to church, like I had to be really strict about, okay, the night before, we need to really think about what we're going to take, what we're going to have, because, like our churches can be ridiculous. They can start at 9 in the morning and they might not end till 10 p.m. So it's kind of like, we got to bring food. Can't be out here, malnourished and starving. I wasn't so worried about cheating on the program. I knew I wasn't going to do that. I knew I wasn't going to, cheat or nothing, but it's just more so I didn't want to deprive myself. I didn't want to have no excuses, you know what I'm saying? Nothing. Like I wanted to stick to it, true, honestly, and literally just always be prepared. Because one of my struggles has always been going into the world not prepared, knowing I'm eating a certain way and then leaving without my food, what I'm saying, prepared the right. And then when you can cave in when you go out into the world and you don't have what you're supposed to have. So it's very smart to pack. Have you got to try any of the raw tacos with the coconut aminos or anything? I knew I was serious when I put in front of lobster on a restaurant, didn't get out the car. Oh, that's tight. I never you live on the East Coast, so they probably really do got some really good lobster out there. I don't know, I don't really have much of a desire to go back to the meat, but I think I'll do some type of lobster every now and then, maybe some lamb. So maybe if I ever get a chance to come out to the East Coast, I might have to definitely get that recommendation from you. Lobster on a Roll restaurant. Man alive, you couldn't miss me with seafood. Yeah. See, I love seafood, but I never really feel like I've ever got a chance to have anything that, is just, I just hear so many good things about seafood on the East Coast. I never had it out there. I lived on the East Coast for a year. Me and my mom actually lived in New Jersey, and I didn't eat that. I didn't care about that type of stuff. She couldn't even get me to eat fish back then. So, so I mean, yeah.
And what about also some of these people were going through the 21 days, and after you get through the 21 days, what kind of opportunity does that also open up for us?
With okay, so there's also a coaching program. Sorry guys if you hear something in the background. Approaching 9 o'clock is close to our youngest bedtime, so he can get a little rowdy.
Went to bed
yeah, he probably should have went to bed about 25 minutes ago. Yeah, he's cutting up. But yeah, so with the 21-day cleanse, we do have a coaching program that you can literally, so everybody that goes into it, they have to complete the whole process successfully. And there's a coaching program where you can get the equipment for the scan and whatnot, and you can become an actual certified health coach and then help people do the same thing. And if you're not familiar with the scan, that's a whole new thing we have going on in our business, to where we literally have a biometric scan that it's very simple, painless, quick. You know what I'm saying? Like looking at the equipment, you're like, this is it, But when I tell you the test is so intricate, it tells you a lot about yourself, some things that you may or may not know.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I had things going on in my body that when I went to the doctors, they were looking at me like I was crazy. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with that. Like so my father actually has diabetes. He just got diagnosed a year ago. I don't have diabetes, but the scan was able to show insulin resistance, and see, that was what I was headed for. His dad has prostate cancer. I don't have prostate cancer. The scan doesn't know my medical history with my dad and his dad, but it still showed that, look, if you don't change what you're doing, you're going in this direction. And it was specific to my prostate, which I've, had, I went to see a specialist, and they wouldn't even, they didn't do any type of x-rays or nothing, because they just looked at me and said, you're too young to have any problems, go home. And dang near, I felt, one of them pretty much told me it was in my head, and it's probably just a little bit of, but then the whole time, it's like there's something going on inside that, that they can't even see. So our test sees it on it really like magnifies the cells on such a small level that it's literally a preventive device. It's not like an emergency device where you're going to the emergency room and it's too late. They're trying to bring you back to life. This device helps you really articulate where you need to change and how to prevent that. And some of the prevention comes in doing the 21-day cleanse, recommended at least once a year, but really, twice a year is what we prefer. And then
and it also depends on you too.
Yeah, depends on you.
What kind of,
how do you eat throughout the year?
Yeah, if you have a lot of problems that you're trying to address, well, maybe that is what you need to do.
Yeah.
Also. So I think that's really awesome, though, because they're trying to get this machine into people's hands so they can coach other people. Mm-hmm. Because one thing is for sure is the healthcare system needs to change for right now. We don't want to always be treating people in a critical state. We want to get before that point. Mm-hmm. We don't want to see people getting those yellows and reds. Like, if there's a problem, let's try to fix it now before it's too late, like you said, or you're having to have certain procedures done because of out of control.
It's true. Mm-hmm. Your hospital can be right in your kitchen, with the things you put in your mouth, put in your body. We were instructed to let the medicine be our food. And like the medicine foods of the most, God gave us medicine foods, and the wise will not abhor them. That's one thing that, we literally were told we're supposed to eat correct and take care of our body. And a lot of us, as myself, like, we've been hard-headed, and being hard-headed and being, neglectful to your body, like, it comes with a consequence, and unfortunately that consequence for a lot of us is different type of diseases, heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, obesity. And it's beautiful to see this happen in our space, because typically, like, we're usually like kind of the last ones to really get an opportunity. Like, we get the kind of like the leftovers of things when, like new technology and whatnot. So it's really neat to have this come and like have the guys, if you're in Chicago, or if you're ever like going through Chicago, we do our testing actually Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, if you're out there, I highly recommend, getting your scan. You may kind of even feel like, what, the scan, like, well, I don't want to, but please, like, I really, 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 really like recommend, because you'd be surprised, things you may learn about mm-hmm. yourself.
And it's giving you the power to make mm-hmm. decisions on your health. You had said something that kind of made me think how, some health conditions, doctors are like, I'm not trying to throw them under the bus, but I'm just saying, you go to your doctor and they'll say, well, you have high blood pressure, but you're African American, so that it happens with African Americans most.
Pretty much.
So then it's like, it's okay, but it's not okay.
Right.
And it's not okay that you have to be taking multiple medicines to have to regulate this problem. Like, if you can do it with diet, how much better would you feel all the way around, because you're not having to deal with the side effects of different pain medications. So I just think that the whole process of the 21 days and the different phases, 1, 2, and 3, and is putting the power back into your own hands, and then also giving you a financial way of sharing with people that can turn around and go right back into your pocket. So I think that's one thing that I'm really excited about this year is the coaching, getting into that, learning more about that. I've been really interested in holistic practices for a really long time. And so I think that's going to open up a huge door, and I'm so excited.
Yeah. This guy, she's actually been so speaking, it's really neat to hear her perspective because she's a registered nurse herself. So she kind of has a little bit of insight on just how things are kind of ran within the medical field and whatnot. So it was really neat to see that there's a lot of people that, you know, she can really probably relate to that may go through the same thing as her. Like, you know, I've worked in the medical field and I don't want to really just put a Band-Aid on people. I want to really get into curing. And that's very similar to Dr. Eric. Like, you know, he worked in the medical field. And once again, like, we're not knocking, there definitely is a place for medicine and whatnot, but it's just like, you know, he wanted to really contribute to the prevention aspect instead of, you know, me just slapping a Band-Aid on you and then you going back to what brought you here. And you'll be back here in a couple months and I'll be trying to, you know, save your life once again. Like, let's get to the root cause.
Yeah, symptom control is kind of what we're doing now. You know, America has great resources, you know, but we have poor health in America.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense, right? How can you be a financially rich country or have all these resources and have all this knowledge, but you're still suffering so badly from health conditions that could be, you know, not so bad if you just change some habits as well. So like you said, I just kind of got tired of that, you know, a little bit. You know, I really wanted to be able to genuinely help someone, to be able to say, well, you know, I helped this person, you know, get off of some of these meds and they're really feeling good about themselves and their body, their blood pressure, their diabetes, all those things are more in control and they feel like they're in control. So yeah, I'm definitely very passionate about that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So I wonder, before we close out, I just want to see if there's any questions that anybody has. We do definitely recommend, like I said, we do have a few different presentations that go throughout the week that go through all our slides. We typically, some Thursdays we may do our presentation, but a lot of times we just kind of, you know, it's more of a conversation Thursday night. But we want to definitely make sure we didn't miss any questions if there are any. And also we recommend anytime you have anytime you have any free time throughout the week, like just to plug in the different calls, you're gonna get different things from everybody. A lot from the hair call, you're gonna get some from the corporate call. Like, really, like, the corporate call is like the most focus on the business, and then so everything else is kind of like, you know, it has its own rhythm. So we definitely recommend anybody that has the time to definitely utilize all the calls, and literally, like, we want everybody to just feel empowered and feel like, you know, confident when they go out with their business to really be successful, and not just feel like, okay, I started my business, I got left out, I'm out here just, you know, hung out to dry. Like, you know, we don't want nobody to ever feel like that. So don't be shy with us. You know, you can ask us anything. Definitely get back with the person who invited you. If you can make yourself available this Saturday, join us for the health conference. Yes.
Yeah, we
we're
talked
very
a little bit about
excited.
that health conference and we can't wait.
Yes, excited.
Yeah, definitely. It's always there's so many resources. Seriously, there is. If you need help, you know, learning something or even just presenting different things, like there's somebody that has done it, they've mastered it, you know, and they're willing to teach you. So you know, you don't have to be afraid that you're going to be in this like all by yourself.
Mhm.
What kind of is a village, a community, a tribe. I think that's actually what we called it a few weeks ago, is our tribe. And so you can feel confident that you're going to join a really close-knit kind of family that wants to see you reach the top.
Mhm. Definitely. Definitely. Let's see. Great team. You two work well together. Really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you. I love you too, Bernadine. And I really appreciate that, Tammy. I really, really we enjoy having you guys on here. Like, you don't know what it means to look on here and then see your names pop up and see so many familiar names that come back. Like, it wouldn't matter if it's like one or two. Like, we're just grateful just for the fact that you could be doing anything right now and you choose to be here engaging with us. It really means a lot. So much. So that being said, we're gonna get off of here. Thank you. Great conversation in a different format. Thank you so much, Stephanie Williams. Thank you, Big Lou. Got the emojis. Love y'all. Good night. Love you too. Appreciate that. Yeah, love everybody. You know, you guys have an amazing night. I hope to see you at the Help Conference. And you guys have a wonderful evening. And once again, thank you for joining us. We're gonna get this monkey and his bigger sister to bed. So good night.
Good night.
Beautiful, cool cat. Hey, we got another person, Fred McDuck. We may have to start a bid for that cat. We got a couple people that seen it in the background, so we may start an auction here. But thank you guys. Good night.
Good night.